a title fight?
Can you say it again?
Are you concerned it's not a title fight?
No, I'm not worried about it not being a title fight. I wanted it to be a title fight. I definitely can make the weight. I'm close to weight now, but at the end of the day, it's all about fighting. And I wanted to fight Danny Garcia for the fans, and so we made it happen.
So you retain your belt.
Yeah, I do. Likely, both of us will be moving up in for our next fight. So really, the belts, I won't say that it don't mean anything, but it really wouldn't make a big difference for us because we both looking to move up in weight.
You don't think you'll fight again at 140?
Nah, it'll have to be a big fight, maybe bigger than this if I was to do that. And that only fight would probably be bigger than this. If it's a good fight and we rematch, I would want it to be at 140 pounds. At that point, I have more say so over what's going on and what weight class we're gonna fight at and things like that.
So besides Garcia, who you think at 140 pounds is bigger than he is as far as money is concerned?
I don't. I think that would be this. This is the biggest fight at the weight class that can be made for me. So it wouldn't be really nothing else to do at the weight class.
Mr. Lamont, I know you've been at this weight for about 12 years now, so I know that being able to make it gets to, comes a little strained over the years, but you stay sustained at this weight. So, how do you feel about now? How many more fights left you're gonna have at 140 before you go head up?
Well, I would like to move up now in the next fight, but if it makes sense to stay at 140, I can still make it. I just want to see how I feel at 140 pounds, 47 pounds at
Yes.
welterweight, because a lot of times when I'm training, I feel great. At 154, 100, around that way, I feel great in training. But then when I start to get past 47, I get to 46, 45. I feel some of my strength go away, my energy go away. So a lot of times I'm just thinking, man, if I stay at 47, I'll be even stronger. I'll have more energy,
You can
to
eat the
fight.
way you want, stuff like that.
Yeah, I still eat the way I want,
Oh, that's good.
but it's just the fact of you building up muscles. You're doing all this training, lifting weights and stuff, to only burn them off at the end of the day. To burn them off to make 140.
Yes, sir.
And I just want to see how it's gonna feel at welterweight.
So basically, Garcia couldn't make 140 from what you hear.
Not saying that he can't. He wasn't willing to do it. He didn't want to. So the fight was made at 43.
Are
And
you
it wouldn't matter what weight class we would have fought at. If it was welterweight, 135, whatever weight class they would have said, I would have took the fight and tried to make the weight.
Any animosity between you two?
None. It's a business. This is what we do. He chose boxing. I chose boxing. No hard feelings against him, regardless of even if he was trash talking. Still no hard feelings against any of my opponents.
are you training to get stronger for this fight, or are you doing the regular training that you've been doing?
Regular training, because at the end of the day, knockout is a knockout or whatever. But I really, honestly, have yet to been in the ring with someone that I felt was like physically stronger than me. That was just too strong. So I'll keep doing the same thing I normally do, and I think that'll be good enough.
Miss
What
Lamont,
what gives you the edge over Garcia in this fight?
I'm a better fighter. All around skill wise, I just feel like I'm the better fighter, and you'll see that April 11th.
A lot of fighters like to talk about they're super fast, they're super strong. I mean, is it really about speed and strength, or is it more so about skills and talent?
It's about. It's more so about executing your game plan. You can be fast, and if you don't use it in the right way at the right time, it doesn't mean anything.
well,
So it's all about skills, knowing when and when not to do things.
well, talking about executing the game plan, Mr. Lamont, you throughout your amateur career program, you've always had an attitude of you had an Evander Holyfield kind of attitude. You'll stick to the game plan, use your boxing skills, but sometimes as soon as you get hit, you bring your dog out and you start being able, then you start going to war. Are you going to be able? In my opinion, you have quicker feet. You have quicker instincts. Will you be able to stick to the game plan and not fight unless you absolutely have to this fight to be able to get it done?
Well, the plan might be to just go out there and fight him. You know, to me, regardless of what I choose, I feel like I can win. So who knows? Who said the game plan was to box or to move? I mean, I do have quicker feet, but you can use it for other things too. You can use your quick feet to go forward.
Yes,
It don't always have to be going backwards. So sticking to the game plan, I will do. But who knows what the game plan is right now?
Champ, you've always been adamant about fighting Danny Garcia. Is it something about his style that you see that you can capitalize on?
Nah, I was just like, the fans wanted to seem like they wanted to see the fight. So I just wanted to make sure that fight happened. You know me, I never really call out names. If you ask who I want to fight next, I leave it to the fans and to the media because it's too many people. I feel like fans want to see the fight, but the fight never happens
Yeah.
because they don't want to fight the person. I can sit here and call out all different type of names of people who I want to fight, but at the end of the day, I'm doing it for the fans, for the media. So why not fight the people they want me to fight?
Mayweather and Pacquiao just a few weeks later. Do you feel like you guys are both kind of trying to showcase yourselves, especially considering you're both moving up in weight class?
Nah, not for me. If a fight with Mayweather or Pacquiao happens for me, then it happens. But if it don't, oh well. I really don't care too much.
Do you feel like this type of fight against yourself and Danny Garcia could have made an undercard for Pacquiao Mayweather fight?
I wouldn't want to, because when I do watch the Pacquiao Mayweather fight, I want to watch as a fan. I don't want to be worried about me fighting or then have to try to watch their fight. I just want to sit back and enjoy their fight.
If you're not thinking about those guys, what's enticing and what about 147? Do you think?
It's just the way I feel when I'm training, when I'm around that weight. To know that I'm gonna perform much better at the weight class, and it's a lot of names there.
Did you watch Garcia and Matisse's fight?
Of course.
Take anything from that?
Not really. I know it's like all different. When you fight someone, it's different styles. You're gonna fight differently. I just try to look at the things that I do well and try to execute them. The things that he does well, and take that away from him. And the things he don't do well, kind of force him to do that more often. Things like that is what I look at when I'm preparing for a fight. I really don't look at a certain fight and think that, well, he's gonna fight me like that because this, that. But Matisse is a different fighter from me, different mentality, different, body shape. So I know he'll fight me different. So it really, if I try to learn from that fight, I might be making a mistake.
With saying that, I noticed that Danny Garcia throughout his fights, he's more of a counter puncher and a timer, get his timing down with punches. So is anything that you're going to do to offset that?
Of course, I'm not gonna sit here and probably share that right now, but you'll see. He's definitely a counter puncher, and we have plans to make sure that we get make sure that we don't get countered like others been countered from him in the past because he do counter pretty good. But we have a plan to stop all of that and be able to get to the fight and win the fight.
Champ, what have you learned from the Medici fight?
I think I answered this a few times. Nothing really inside the ring, just something about me. And I was happy with that fight. A lot of people think I'm crazy, but I'm happy I did fight. I'm happy the fight went the way it went. And I think y'all see more in the future of why I say that.
And just on, your mental makeup and your character, how you carry yourself, that dictates what any fighter, how they carry. That'll dictate what type of fighter they're gonna be and how they carry themselves. Do you think that that's gonna be able to, your mental makeup will be able to sustain how you're gonna be able, how the fight's gonna go later rounds, and how you'll be able to stay mentally focused?
Yeah, of course. Your mentality is you. It's you. And it always shows in the ring, especially in the late rounds. You know, you ask a lot of your body when you're in that ring, and a lot of times it go to where it knows. So your personality definitely comes out, and I think that's where mine kind of shine over others. Normally, in the later rounds is when I take over and start getting, start taking over the fight. So I'm looking forward to the later rounds, as I always do in every fight. A lot of times I be wishing we could do more rounds.
Yes, sir. This fight is on NBC. NBC hasn't shown boxing for like 25 or 30 years. What's it like, fighting on NBC? I know like NBC was following you and your brother around. They was in your house. I mean, what was that like having, cameras always in your face, always, following you?
I mean, it was cool to get, the camera crew, the guys were actually cool. Made it much easier for me because I'm a really, I'm a private person, so I wasn't when it was first talked about, I wasn't really too excited about them following me around as much as they did and being at my house and things like that. But overall, I knew it was, it's part of the game, something I have to accept, and actually I had a good time.
So basically, we're saying that the overall preparation for this fight, far as the advertising and promoting of this fight, it made you a little more comfortable, pretty much getting that out the way and going concentrating on the fight.
Yeah, I adjust to things pretty well. Even if I don't like them or if I'm not comfortable with it, if it's necessary, then I'll adapt to it, and that's exactly what happened this time.
You say this is your last fight at 140 pounds. I mean, this fight is at a catch weight, 143. So with that being said, like, would you have rather had the fight at 140 pounds, that way the belts can be on the line? Or I mean,
Nah, I'd rather had it at 147. I mean, if we're gonna do 43, we might as well just went on up to welterweight and support there. I mean, I didn't understand it, but I wasn't gonna complain about it. I know that I didn't want to not make the fight happen, so I didn't complain about it a lot. Just okay, we're gonna fight.
Champ, is this a situation where you had to give in to Danny Garcia's demands?
I didn't have to give it to him, but I decided to because I just wanted to fight. And I was off for long enough already, and then it was like it's gonna be 7 months. By the time I get in the ring, it'll be 7 months, and for me, man, I can fight every 3 months. So 7 is hell.
You train for his power this time, or you gonna box? You plan to just go for some power?
I trained for Danny Garcia.